All right, everybody, it's Jeffrey Lyles. You're listening to Lyles Movie Files. Got the whole gang here today, and we're ready to get things off. So let's just get going right away. Main man Chief, what's up with you?
I'm cool. I'm another beautiful week has gone by. Tomorrow's Friday. The birds are chirping, the sun's out, everything is good.
That's what we like to hear. Gunner, what's up with you?
Man, I'm good to go. Had a good fourth. Everything's happening. Right space right now, man. It's summertime. I'm digging it.
Perfect. Jace, what's up with you?
Nothing much, bro. Just enjoying some fireworks, Now it's back to work, and eventually this little thing in my voice will get out of. So
Yeah,
when I'm
man.
on mute, it'll go. So
Sound like you have some nightshade going on over there.
If I can get the strength and bullets bounce off me, I'd be okay.
All right, walk right, brethren. Jay King, what's up with you, man?
Man, I'm great, man. My router went on strike for a second, but we had a little dispute. Now we got our issues all sorted out. Doing good. Happy 4th, everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed the 4th of July and everybody's got their fingers intact. Big shout out to Jason Pierre-Paul.
Wow.
Word.
Let's just get right into it. So this Friday, Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out to theaters. I guess probably now, where people can catch that 7 o'clock screening, and they're probably watching it now. But for most people, you'll be able to see it tomorrow. Jace, Gunner, you guys saw it. I already raved about it last week, but let me get your thoughts on it. See if y'all can sell Chief and Javon in checking it out. Gunner, let's start with you. What do you think of it?
I thought it was great. I think they stuck with the similar formula from the first Ant-Man and threw in some little more seriousness, a little more realistic stuff, but it was entertaining. To say the least. I would go see this again. Definitely as usual with Marvel, stay for all the credits. Especially that middle one. Ties right into Infinity War. It's wonderful. Leaves me wondering what happens next. So, but they did tie up the main storyline in a nice little bow. They made it pretty comical, just like they did before. They don't take themselves too seriously, but they did have some serious elements, and you're just like, oh, okay, cool. It just Marvel got another hit on their hands.
Good deal. Jace, how about you? What do you think?
Okay. Once again, I think Marvel. I think they really hit a home run when it came to the antagonists on this one. It's really good to see, like, not the black and white bad guys. Like, your good guy's good, but especially in a complicated world, you don't need necessarily these 100% dark bad guys. You need to actually have what we're going to talk about later on is something I'm really appreciated in how the movies are taking it. That said, comedy is still there. If you haven't seen it, I think if you enjoyed the first one, you're going to really enjoy this second one. The second one, like I said, like Gunner said, the post-credit scenes. One is very, as we've seen from previous Marvel movies. The first one, right after the credits, is the really, really important one. The second one, if you are in a parking garage, that might be the one you can miss, but it's funny to see no matter what. It's still cool to see. It's kind of like a Thor Ragnarok. Like I said, I think anybody who enjoyed the first one will really enjoy this one. It doesn't shortchange any of the characters you expect to see. It was actually nice to see one of the characters do a role he's actually more known for. So I was appreciative of that, even if it was just for a small second. But like I said, it's something worth watching. It's worth your $20, and it was actually fun to watch in 3D too. So put your dollar toward it. You won't feel like it's a waste.
Chief, you excited about catching Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah, I enjoyed the first one, and especially the last few minutes when there's a Michael Pinga was running down how the Avengers wanted to get in touch with him, and I thought that part there was just hilarious in itself. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Ant-Man. Matter of fact, when this is over, I may go see what those tickets are looking like for the weekend.
One of the main fixtures of the Avengers franchise has been Scarlett Johansson, and she has done very well for herself. Maybe has had a more successful career since Iron Man 2 than any of her co-stars. I know at least in 2014 she was making more money than any of them. So she's hoping to continue that tradition. She's got this new movie that she's going to be starring in. And once again, she's in the center of some weird casting feedback and blowback, and people aren't very happy with her taking on this role. I know you guys remember all the controversy from Ghost in the Shell, and that became a bit of a mess because you know the deal, Ghost in the Shell. It's not really supposed to be one of those films that needs to get whitewashed. And, there was the talking around like, yeah, we're going to try to respect everything. And then they just kind of dropped the whole deal. So Scarlett Johansson is going to be starring in this film called Rub and Tug. It's a film about the true life story of a massage parlor owner, Dante Tex Gill, who presented himself as a man and who may have been a transgender. As you may expect, there's a lot of controversy on this one because people are like, the transgender folks out there. Why does Scarlett Johansson need to play a transgender character when there are actors of that persuasion out there? Chief, what do you think about this? Is this one of those cases where, like they're movies or TV shows where they have straight guys playing a gay character, vice versa. I guess that's kind of like the biggest thing. It's not like they often have a white guy playing a black guy. But what do you think about this? Is this one of those deals where you should stick to something? So if the movie's about a gay person, you don't make them straight.
Is it me, or are these people are they actors that are supposed to play people who aren't necessarily who they are? And there's been some movies where a white guy was supposed to be a part and they substituted a black part, a black person. I don't think as far as the days of the old cowboy and Indian shows where all the American Indians or Native Americans, however you want to classify them, were all white folks. It's an actress playing a part. That's who they pick for their movie. That's who they want. It is what it is. They're talking about making my man a Bond guy. Is Bond necessarily black? No. But, it just is what it is. I don't see. That's to me that are actors. That's what they're there to do. So if there's a woman in a movie who take Psycho for example, just throwing this out there, maybe they could have had a woman play Psycho the whole time and fake like they were a man for Norman Bates. You know what I mean? Could have been like, the opposite. There was actually a woman playing the role. People play roles. The Asian market has movies. If they wanted to do Ghost in the Shell with an Asian person, they could have. I don't know. I just don't get all in my feelings about who's playing what part, this, that, and the third. Now, would I be like, that's stupid if Scarlett Johansson was playing a slave from the 1700s? Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. But I think in this case, it's a transgender role. if she play a transgender person, you know, why not? You know, do you have to get a transgender person for a transgender role? I mean, has there, what's the Buffalo Bob, you know, or the Crying Game, or I mean, those were all like the Crying Game was a transgender, wasn't she? Wasn't he? I don't know. The guy who played that.
I really don't remember.
Well, I think it was a guy who played the Crying Game.
It was a guy. It was a guy, but you know.
So was a dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would you turn down a movie role to play something you weren't?
I feel like Scarlett is one of those actresses or actors, yeah, we're going to say it, who can take whatever role she wants, and she can choose to take one, choose not to, and it's not gonna be 5 years before she gets offered another role because she's not in this, because she didn't take this one.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, but you know, who are you to tell her how to line her pockets or anybody?
Hey man, I'm not at all. She
you
can
know,
do it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. Like you like, hey, you want some money? Nah, I'm not gonna take this money because people are gonna be upset I took the role. What? You know, get your money. People, you know, it is what it is. Don't watch the movie if you feel that great about it. Don't go see. I mean, that's your choice. I never understood that. You don't want to go see the movie because you're mad about it. Don't go see the movie.
Well, Scarlett. So a website reached out to Scarlett Johansson's representatives, and they got this response from her. Tell them that their concerns can be directed to Jeffrey Tambor, Jared Leto, and Felicity Huffman's reps for comment. Yeah, if y'all didn't get that, that's because all of those actors and
they all
actresses,
played I remember.
right.
Yeah.
They've all played transgender. But
right.
you know, it's like, look,
that's not me.
Was Sean Penn gay when he played Harvey Milk? Was
Right.
Jake Gyllenhaal
Exactly.
and were they gay when they played when they started in Brokeback Mountain? He and what's his name? Heath Ledger. No.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So what's the uproar? It's not like she's playing Coretta Scott King. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And furthermore, looking at the guy Dante Tex Gill, to me they got
He
it
is safe.
all together with Scarlett. Yeah.
Right.
That should be Patton Oswalt playing this character, playing
Right.
this role.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, Young, what's that short comedian's name? Him. Thank you.
Yeah,
or that British
yeah.
dude. Or that British dude from The Office originally. Yeah, the original Office. You know what I mean?
David Brent, my man, Ricky Gervais. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Ricky Gervais. That's
They
what I'm
are
like.
being
Yeah.
really kind.
So
really
let me play the other
I
side.
guess I got a middle role about it.
Hold on.
Oh, never mind. Good. Good.
So y'all are saying if she was playing a slave, that wouldn't be cool. Or if she was playing Coretta Scott King, that would not be cool. And maybe for the transgender community, they're like, that would be the exact same thing. So our analogy of her playing a black woman is too far. Maybe for that community, her playing this role is too far. Gunnar, what you think?
I take that one.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm not going to compare issues, tragedies, whatever, 400 years of being treated like cattle versus being beat down, for being different. I'm not going to compare that today, right? Mm-hmm. But there'll be other days where I can compare it, trust me. But in keeping with the subject, I'm in the middle, right? I mean, okay, sure. Well, first of all, let me answer your question. We're all black here, so I'm always going to be like, look, I'm not going to pretend to do anything else. I'm just like, look, that's just, I wouldn't want that. That sucks. I'm not transgender. I don't know what it's like to be transgender. All I know is we've had history of people playing, yellowface, blackface, whatever, Indian people, meaning Native Americans and, Southeast, over there in India, Indian people who are like whatever. And then we have Indian people that have played black people. I mean, you remember the Flip Wilson character in La Bamba? That was an Indian dude. It was supposed to be a black dude with straight hair. They just got an Indian dude. So come on. So, I mean, we've had history of all this happening. Scarlett Johansson has created this history of taking these roles where this is supposed to be an Asian character. Now she's playing. So I get why people are annoyed because it's starting to be your track record. Let me tell you why I'm in the middle of this, though. Truman Capote was supposedly, more effeminate, more gay, whatever. Maybe confirmed or maybe unconfirmed, depending on who you talk to. Philip Seymour Hoffman played the hell out of that role. There was another guy that played it, was fine. But Philip Seymour Hoffman, to me, was the epitome of Truman Capote, of what you're supposed to be characterizing him as. And he was very effeminate, whatever. Philip Seymour Hoffman has been an actor who's played stronger roles and that role. And no one said anything about it. Right? So if you can do Jared Leto, like we were always saying, like everybody was saying, I just don't see, I feel like she can do it. I feel like it sucks for her because she's creating a track record of doing these, roles outside of, herself and upsetting these protected groups of people, but protected minorities, you can say. But like I said, I'm in the middle, man. I just don't dig it, but I also get her getting her paycheck, and I can see an actor doing their job at the same time.
Gun, I'm with you. And I gotta say this: when a gay actor plays a straight character, where's the uproar?
No, I was just saying, has Neil Patrick Harris ever played a gay person?
Not off the top of my head.
No. Is this going to be a movie that everybody sees?
Probably
the answer is no. So you could have put an actor, actress, however you want to do it. You could have cast anybody. It really doesn't matter who the actor is or actress is. This is such a small market movie. This is like you actually just go for the best. Whoever nailed it in the audition is the person you get. Basically how it might sound spiteful, but it's like her rep is right. Like, we can name you a list of people who have nailed these roles, and you didn't say anything. Yeah,
Hilary Swank.
If you want some extra eyes on it, you're going to have to actually pick the best actor or actress to go with it to get those eyes.
No, I was just going to say that. Who's to say that they didn't try out some transgender people and they just didn't make the cut? They didn't make the role.
Right, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, they could have went and said, okay, well, we got some transgender people, and they were like, well, we like her best of all. Like I said, man, no matter what you do nowadays, it's always going to be somebody who tells you or who says that's not what you should be doing.
Yeah. You're going to offend everybody. Somebody doing anything.
That is the perfect segue for my next topic here, and there's no better way to get into it. Earlier this week, Ahmed Best, whose name may not immediately jump out at you, but he was the actor who played Jar Jar Binks in the Star Wars prequel trilogy. He said that after all the fan backlash, he was seriously contemplating suicide. And, I feel like every week we're hearing all these new stories or hearing more of the same kind of stories of these people, the Star Wars actors in particular. He never, at least to my knowledge, heard any blowback from the Marvel Cinematic Universe in terms of the actors getting harassed. I don't know, maybe these dweebs just think they're doing it right. But I don't quite understand what the malfunction is in their heads where they can't go, I don't like this character, but the guy who's playing him, I don't care about him. I don't like the character he's playing on screen. I don't feel like, I may go, this person's a lousy actor or they suck at what they do on screen, but I'm only basing that off of how they're doing as an actor, and whatever else they do, I don't care. And I'm not going to hunt them down. I'm not going to take the moment or 20 seconds to tweet them a nasty letter, comment, or anything. It's like, you got paid, whatever. I don't care. I just, if I didn't like what you did on screen, I thought you weren't good. Maybe I'll like you in the next one, but, it's just not that big a deal to me. But for these Star Wars nut jobs in particular, they can't let it go. I mean, it's like their childhood is coming to an end or some foolishness, and I just don't get it. So help me explain or help me make sense of why the Star Wars fans are so crazy and why they feel that they're the only ones who have a say in a franchise they put, maybe they put their hard earned money towards, but they feel like that ticket enables them to have a greater level of harassment to everyone involved with it. Jason, start with you.
Okay. I, as much as everyone hated on Jar Jar, in the first one he's annoying, but in the second one he's like oh man, he got duped into this. Dang, that was kind of messed up. It's like, I mean, it's just like when he's the one who actually calls for Palpatine to, become Chancellor, but everybody else goes like, yeah, it's a great idea. I don't see how you could actually hate the actors. Like, did you hate on him? Is the actor when he was in the cantina scene when Anakin came in there? If not, then you don't hate the dude. Like, so Star Wars fans have. I mean, like, if this comes like a point, I can understand. I understand you want to make money, but I would literally make it so there was no humans in there. I would just make it so there's all aliens and robots to just piss people off even further.
But Jar Jar was an alien.
I mean, like, no. I mean, just no. There's nobody. There's no Rey. There's no Finn. There's just aliens, Wookiees, and Gungans. Just really just troll everybody. Like, yeah, this is gonna be the franchise.
Star Wars Christmas Special 2. The Star Wars Christmas Special Part 2.
I would.
You want to go there? That was ridiculous.
I would do it because I'm like,
of course you would.
It's like your childhood dream of what this Star Wars used to be is dead.
I got an idea for you. Instead of trying to get people to quit social media or trolling people or showing up at their house or their junkets and being evil or whatever you do, make your own. You can obviously have a lot of time on your hands. Make something. Do something worthwhile with that time. Instead of trying to tear people down who do something that you don't like. Look, the world, in case you're not living it, because obviously you're not, I'm talking to all of you crazy Tostinos pizza eating, basement dwelling, Lord of the Rings trilogy every Saturday night watching crazy people. Y'all need help. You need to get out.
Wait. Now, there's nothing wrong with watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh, stop.
Every weekend. But
look,
there is.
If you got a freezer full of Tostinos, pizza poppers, Jeff, that's your business. We ain't talking about you. We talking about these nut jobs that take it upon themselves to be the Star Wars enforcers, the police force of the Star Wars and other universes of things that they hold so true and near and dear to them. It was created for the world, bro. Let the world have it. Go ahead, Jay.
Are Star Trek fans? I mean, because Star Trek fans are more. I mean, like they're actually like Star Wars fans have actually gotten a level on the level of Star Trek fans. Like Star Trek fans.
I don't think I've ever heard the weird stories. I mean, they're eccentric, but I've never heard them be so mean and cruel to the people who have worked to provide them entertainment.
They killed off Data. I'm never watching this again. They killed off Data. Like, come on, man. Like,
no.
Never heard of that.
Weren't they like kind of mean to the? But maybe because their star hasn't shined as much. I mean, the movies are like, if you sat through what was it, Star Trek Beyond, and thought when they were doing Khan, and you didn't run out of just leave out of there. I think they would probably be on that level. Now they just kind of, you know what, this isn't our Star Trek anymore. We still got our old thing.
It's like you've got 3 movies. If you don't like anything else that happened after Return of the Jedi, you still got 3 great movies. Nobody went and said those don't count. Like people who are Star Wars Expanded Universe fans, I can understand them being pissed off because Disney just said, nope, we bought it. all that stuff that you followed since Return of the Jedi doesn't count. I can understand those people being pissed.
No.
Because no,
There's
I
good
care
reason.
about stop.
They screwed up.
Stop. Please. Because they're like, look, all the stuff that we've enjoyed, you guys just act like it didn't count. And you can't tell me what I enjoyed didn't count. But for these people who want to act like, no, this is not the way this can go, get out of here. You can still watch those 3 movies every weekend. And
Exactly.
everything that you loved about him, you can find a laser disc where none of those changes that George Lucas decided to insert into those films, and you can be happy. You can just act like they don't exist and move on with your life. Go find another thing to obsess over. It's just so stupid. Like, I can't imagine the amount of time it would take to go, I'm going to write a nasty letter to the person. And I mean, you can hate Jar Jar Binks, but Jar Jar is supposed to be funny and stupid and goofy. He's not for somebody who's thinking like, oh, let me analyze everything about Jar Jar Binks. He's not for you. He's the same way that the Ewoks weren't for 40-year-olds when they were watching Return of the Jedi. It's not for you.
Exactly.
I mean, geez,
It's not
you can't have the entire movie just about your whims and desires. It's George Lucas wasn't calling these morons, hey, do you guys think this will work? Well, George, actually, I think if you incorporated a little bit of this, it would work better. Oh, dude.
Right.
I mean, just freaking watch the movie. I've not watched The Last Jedi one time since I saw it in the theater because I didn't like the movie. But I didn't go, hey, this movie sucks. Let me go write something. It's like, look, that's not my movie. My Star Wars films, they roll with Rogue One, Solo. And this sequel trilogy, that's an alternate universe Star Wars. But I keep it moving. I don't care. For these guys, man, jeez.
Yeah, this is too far. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, you think it's order. Good.
I think at this point, these folks need to just basically go like the Jay-Z line. You don't like my new stuff? Buy my old albums. Like,
thank you. Jar Jar was the dumbest character, and they should never introduced it ever in life, ever. I had to watch the Ewoks cartoon. I could deal with it. I was a kid. This Jar Jar crap was ridiculous. It was dumb. Do I ever think of talking about the actor? I didn't know the actor's name until you just told me just. 1. 2, why would I ever just take it out on the actor? Dude trying to get money. Why dumb basement eating? Copying what you just said. Basement eating Bamas, basement eating Tostitos Bamas, watching Lord of the Rings all week, and nothing wrong watching the Star Wars trilogy for like every weekend, but Jesus, when you start hate watching the other stuff, you got issues. Something's wrong with you. You don't see Al Pacino or Anthony, what's his name, Godfather 3 getting bitched out about Godfather 3, which was the worst thing they could ever do to that franchise. Everybody thinks so, but no one's not giving him work and calling him to get suicide and all. You know what I mean? Come on, man. These people crazy. And to my man actor who decided to consider suicide, because how much hate mail was he getting? And did he forget his paycheck? Did it override his paycheck? Because, sorry, I'm on two sides of that one. I'm like, dude, you guys get a thicker skin if you're going to be an actor. But at the same time, you shouldn't have to deal with these idiots. You get what I'm saying? So
I feel like if people are criticizing your acting, you need to have a thick skin because, hey, this will help me get better. But if you're getting death threats and all this stuff, kill yourself messages,
something's off with those guys.
Come on, you don't sign on for that. That's not what anyone should have to deal with. And, these morons that do that just need to find something else to do. Speaking of nutso weird fans, Chief, I got to get your take on this one. So, Jeffrey Dean Morgan tweeted, I guess a couple of days ago, that he doesn't want fans to come by to his house because they found his house, I guess, on star maps, whatever. They're going up to his door, they're taking pictures, and they're trying to catch him and say hello. And he's like, look, please stop doing that. It's not cool. It's not fun. I got my lady here with me, and don't need y'all coming up on the house. It's not cool. And you are being recorded because, you got the door device. How nuts are you to find the guy's house and to go up to the house? Like, what is the best case scenario with this? He invites you over for a barbecue? You take pictures, and Negan is your best friend from now on. What's the deal, Chief? Help me out.
I was surprised to find that he lived in a neighborhood where they could just walk up to his house. I figured he would live in a gated community or something. Man, what really needs to happen, or he really needs to stage, is one of those Joe Budden. You ever see the Joe Budden video when the kids ran up on his house? They came up to his house, and he chased them down the street.
No.
And I guess they got caught at a light, and he ran up on them and threatened them. I mean, because the more popular you are, the more people get fixated on you, the more sense they lose when it comes to you. This is technically why I always believe that stars live behind gates and lived in those neighborhoods and lived in gated communities, because people are crazy. People are crazy. I don't know if being recorded will necessarily stop them. You know what I mean? I think if it's becoming that much of a problem, I think you're gonna have to take a little more drastic measures. Maybe put a fence around your house. A gate around your house where people just can't, walk up to your door, and inside that gate put a dog. Like, you can come over the fence if you want to, but this is what happens. Because I mean, let's be honest. If Rick lived next door to one of you, people would come to Rick's house. It just is what it is. I mean, you're on TV. People see you as special, whether whether you like that or not. People turned out. I didn't watch, but thousands of people watched this girl marry the prince. For what reason? You didn't know her. Whatever. But people go out there and they feel that you are somebody. They want to be part of your world or the world, and they do things to invite themselves in. And like I said, who would care about a wedding? I didn't care about a wedding. I don't like to go to weddings. To be honest with you, that happened around me. You know what I mean? Hey, come to my wedding. I'm like, then I gotta, how good of friends are we? You know what I mean? It's that type thing. If you're a good friend, I'll show up. If we're not really that great friends, it doesn't happen. But, and to all those people who came and invited me to a wedding and I didn't come, I apologize. We're just not good friends. I'm sorry.
Let us say that $120, man. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, that's of course. You got to buy the present, but what I'm saying is this: people will, if you're quote unquote somebody, people want to be a part of your life. Like, people want to know what you're doing, where you're at, what kind of car you drive, where you shop, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. And I think that with the fan base that he's dealing with, you have to, especially you got 2 kids at home, you have to take better precautions as far as your living situation. Now that your star has risen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I was amazed that somebody could just walk up to his house, And it's funny because I'm no one. I'm absolutely nobody. If you could describe me, I am the bottom of the pant cuff to the gutter. That's who I am. I'm absolutely nobody. But at the same time, when I got a house, I chose to live back up in a neighborhood because I didn't want my house on the main street that people who knew me would be like, oh yeah, he lives there. I don't want you to know where I live. You know what I mean?
Mm.
This is for regular people, like I know. So I can't even imagine wanting to, being a star and being accessible to fans. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, fans, not only do people who see you as a star want to come and meet you, some of them want to come and kill you. So you have to take that into, into your thought process too. Now that I'm doing this, I have to better protect this.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I was pretty surprised that people walked up to his door. I'm like, wait, hold up. They're walking up to his door? Like, where the hell does he live? Does he live just in a neighborhood on a regular street?
Hey, Chief, you know what's funny about all that, right? He seems like, this is Jeffrey D. Morgan I'm talking about. He seems like a down to earth guy. If you've ever watched the videos of him when he's doing the press junkets for The Walking Dead, he's really engaging and right there up close and personal with the fans, right? I don't think dude really grasped the universe of fans that he's a part of, and it's something about science fiction fans. Hopping on our last conversation, Jeff, everybody, science fiction fans, whether we talking Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel, whatever, Walking Dead, there seems to be an obsessive quality there. Is that accurate? Because I don't see people lining up or trying to writing bad things. Anybody
I think in everything there is that
Mhm.
bad element. So, like in soap operas, you're gonna see people who don't like the interracial couples. I mean,
Right.
geez, in Flash, people are still hating on Candace Patton because she's a black woman who's with a white dude, and I mean, they're obsessive fans of everything, and then I think you got your nut job obsessive fans too, and they make it bad for everybody. I mean, maybe there's 300 fans of Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Let's just go with that, with a super low number, and you have 3 who are like, let's go to his house and let's see if we can catch him and hang out with him. But those 3 make the other 297 look weird. So it doesn't take like the majority to ruin it, but it's just enough that it makes everybody kind of look bad. I kind of hear what Chief is saying, but for me, I'm like, do you really have to? I mean, I feel like fans in general think that they're owed something because they like something. Like, I love this thing so much, and everybody involved with it owes me. They owe me a response on Twitter. They owe me a like when I send a picture on Twitter. They owe, it's like that Stan thing. It's like Stan, which was forever ago. When Eminem wrote it, it's like, yep, that's how today's people are. They want that interaction, and they crave it, they demand it, and they think that they deserve it because they like what somebody else is doing. And it's that weird thing of like, hey, that's cool that you like it, but I mean, like sports fans, it's cool that you're rooting for this team, but they're not writing you a check. They're not cutting you anything, and they don't owe you calling you up saying, "Hey, Jake, we're thinking about not picking up Montana's option. What do you think about that?"
Thoughts?
I don't think we want to do that. Okay, good talk. I think we'll just tell him we're going to keep him where he is. Nobody does that. And it's like you can get upset and get blown, but you aren't owed anything. You created this devotion to it. and you want to take it to obsessive levels, that's on you. But these people involved with it don't owe you anything. All they owe you, if anything, is delivering on their paycheck for their roles. But even then, they really don't owe you jack. So it's stupid, and I just think it's so bizarre that people would try to come up to somebody's house. I mean, it's just weird. I mean, what if he came up to the door with his Negan bat drenched in blood? I mean, would they be like, cool, it's Negan?
Well, that was the next thing I was wondering. I'm like, look, what if he decides he's going to come to the door and crack your skull? This is Negan now. And decides, I'm going to crack this guy's skull until I find if there's a hazelnut center.
Yeah, I mean, like, really,
what do you expect?
Oh, man, Negan came to the door. It was so close, but I managed to get away. Anyway, these people drive me crazy. Let's talk about some cool stuff, some stuff that has me very excited. Jace, Idris Elba, is now in final negotiations to join the Fast and Furious spinoff because Dwayne Johnson is the hardest working man in show business. Move over Morgan Freeman, move over Samuel L. Jackson. It's all about The Rock right now. So Fast and Furious spinoff is coming in 2019 along with Jumanji. Welcome to the Jungle 2. Idris Elba is going to be the bad guy. And I am excited about this because if you're going to throw anybody into a big spinoff, why not have Idris Elba in the mix and then give him a real prominent role? He was in Prometheus with Charlize Theron, and she was the bad guy in the last film. So we got that tradition going on. So maybe for the Fast and Furious 9, they can get Michael Fassbender to be the bad guy, which would actually be kind of cool. What do you think about Idris Elba signing up on the spinoff?
Okay. Last time I saw Idris Elba be a bad guy was in Losers. That's been a few movies ago, but he was really good in that role. And he's a good enough actor. You put some a decent enough story behind it, he'll play the hell out of that role. I mean, he's not gonna be in the action scenes as much maybe, but when it comes to, he'll bring the acting up in that whole movie. So that would be a good change of pace. Like, oh wow, he'd be better. I didn't dislike Charlize Theron's the other role. I just didn't understand that movie completely. But I think, you got to spin off.
On the ice. What do you need to understand? Tanks, man. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Submarine.
Submarine. I mean,
what's wrong with you?
Go watch an Oscar movie for a plot.
Gosh. Okay, yeah.
And laws of inertia. Yes.
Seriously. Forget them.
Cars can fly with only a parachute, okay? Yep. Why was I thinking of such things? But, yeah, like I said, him and the roles
in the book of Fast and Furious Logic.
Hey, man, you can fly it. Two dudes can actually fly at each other and body slam each other, and neither one of them sells it. So,
do you not watch wrestling?
Ask me, did I watch wrestling Tuesday or the Monday or Tuesday for the last 6 months? Answer is no. But no, like I said, yeah, he'll be good.
All right, my idea. And let me know what y'all think about this. So we know the small brains aren't going to go along with Idris Elba being a Black James Bond. I'm thinking they get the jump on this, and the Fast and Furious screenwriter Chris Morgan makes Idris Elba's character an evil James Bond that they got to take down. He'd be smooth, have all the cool gadgets. He can literally be James Bond just as a bad guy.
So he can be like a black Kingsman, statesman.
No, James Bond.
I just watched the movies Kingsman, but no, Kingsman, like kind of how like he's got the gadgets and all the toys. He's got an evil Q doing all the stuff for him. He's got evil R doing all the things. Yeah, and it could also borrow on what that guy did. What's his name? Vin something. He did a movie called Triple X. Yeah.
That first one.
The good part of it on Triple X and just made a bad guy. Yeah.
All right. Chief, what do you think about this? What do you think about Idris Elba and Fast and Furious?
The Fast and Furious? Why not? I mean, the Fast and Furious franchise is gone so loco coco at this point. I mean, honestly, right? I mean, why not us? You know? It is what it is. I mean, hell, if Ronda Rousey can get in there, why not Elba? I don't know. You know, they got their fan base. I mean, you can throw anybody you want in there. They'll fit them, find a spot.
All right.
It's good.
Speaking of fitting in, Nicolas Cage looks like this is time for his good movie role. No! I knew if I let off Nicolas Cage, y'all were already going to be on guard and be like,
Jesus. I'm going to talk to my teeth for the rest of the show. How about that? For the rest of the damn show, I'm talking like this.
Remember, he was really kick-ass. Like, just think of that.
I've already settled through the bad Nicolas Cage movie for the year. I know I'm good now.
Take your face off.
I take pleasure in gutting you, boy. I'm sorry, Jeff. Please go ahead.
I got it. All right. Nicolas Cage is joining the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse cast, and he is going to be playing Spider-Man Noir. Now that's if you're not familiar with it, Spider-Man Noir is the Spider-Man who rocks with the black and silver kind of outfit. He uses guns. He looks cool, and I think this is a good role for Nicolas Cage to play because he can kind of work his crazy voices and play the dark and moody Peter Parker. But I'm looking forward to this movie, and I am. I'm reading Spider-Verse right now, so I'm just like, all right, let's see what they do with this. Miles Morales is going to be front and center, and it looks like it's going to be a fun movie. So I thought it was cool to throw him in there. Also, on animated front, which is this one's transitioning from animation to live action, we're going to be getting a Gundam live action movie. Any of y'all into Gundam whatsoever? Excited about
Which
this?
Which one? Because there's like 50 of them. But I remember G Gundam, and G Gundam was off the hook. It was kind of like a speed racer type of thing.
Good one. All right, so what do you think? This is gonna be good.
I better be. I mean, who's doing it? Hold on, who's doing it? Because hold on, if Full Metal Alchemist was Americanized, I wouldn't have watched it. Let me be clear.
Okay.
When they did Full Metal Alchemist, and it was like totally like
You talking about the Netflix deal?
Yeah, that joint was great.
Okay, so I've scrolled through, and the most important. Yeah. The most important part on this. All right. Well, there's no name attached to it yet, but the director, who is yet to be filled and hired on to do this movie, is not Michael Bay.
Well,
so I think if we just manage to stay away from him and any of his progeny, we'll be okay. So that's going down probably next year or two. Maybe it'll be cool. So hopefully it'll be better than Pacific Rim. All right, so let's go to the thing that I have been so excited to talk to you all about. Luke Cage Season 2. So I ran through this one. When I'm doing my reviews for these Netflix shows, it kind of gets overwhelming because I watch, I stop, I review, then go back to the next one. But Luke Cage, I just want to keep watching. Because I didn't want my momentum halted. I just want to see what the heck was going to happen next. For everybody who hasn't seen it, I'm going to do a real quick recap. And then we're just going to go straight spoilers. Javon hadn't seen it all, but we're just going in for it. He didn't care about spoilers. So if you do, you've been warned. So season 2 kind of picks right up after the events in Defenders. So Misty's lost her arm, cut off, and as we all know from the comic book, she's going to get a bionic arm. Luke Cage is kind of enjoying his newfound celebrity. People respect him. He's like the Prince King of Harlem's hero. He's got an app where people can tag him and can stalk him basically. He's got his loving relationship with Claire. His boy DW's got a whole merchandise stand within Pop's barbershop. Everything's going great. Until, of course, it doesn't. Mariah Dillard is on her Michael Corleone. She wants to straight up make her business legitimate. And so she's looking at all these different ways to legitimize her entire empire. She doesn't want the taint of the Stokes family name to haunt her any longer. And she's got a few ideas, thanks to her boy Piranha, and things go badly after this new guy, Bushmaster, comes to the fold, and he has serious beef with Mariah and the rest of the Stokes clan. And he is not afraid to dislodge a couple necks to prove his point. And eventually, of course, Luke and Bushmaster get into it, and things don't go so well for our hero. And it's not so much about like the fights. This season is all about family drama. Luke's father, played by Reggie Cathy in his last role, which is just amazing, is Cage's father. And he's so good in this. Alfre Woodard, of course, is great. I've sworn up and down since I started watching this season, she's got to be in the mix for some award, some nomination at the very least. But she was killing it throughout this whole season. There's no weak link in the cast, but those two really stood out. My man Bushmaster Mustafa Shakir was great. Just so much good stuff in this, and all the different threads of family, and you just see how, like, man, if you don't let go of the hatred will consume you, and the wolf that you feed the most will be the one that's most dangerous. It's just a lot of good stuff, and I'm already watching it again for the second time, so yeah, it was great. Chief, let me hear from you first. What you think about the season, man?
Luke Cage is always good. It's been 2 seasons. 2 times I've enjoyed watching the whole thing in its entirety, pretty much at one sit down. Get there early, and I stay late. The fighting scenes were good. He had a nice team up. My man Iron Fist. The fights were good. Him and Bushmaster. I like the little dynamics, the storylines within the storylines. Shade and Mariah, their dynamic. And then the thing of how eventually you can go too far. Reminds me of Carlito's Way when Carlito was like, oh, you a gangster now. Telling the lawyer, you a gangster now. And sometimes you get some things that you think you're prepared for, but you're not. So it was all in all, it was good. I'm not sure which season I like better yet, but this season was really good though. So yeah, big ups to Luke Cage again. They did it once again.
Good deal. All right, Jace, what do you think about it?
Okay. Initially, you said when you were talking about your recap, like how you were going to have to reevaluate which was your favorite season of the Marvel shows, the Netflix shows. And you said, you know what? There's a new king. Luke Cage season 2. I was like, whoa. Come on, man. That Daredevil season 2 was, you couldn't ask for more. Then I watched Luke Cage. And then I had to co-sign. Mariah brought it. Alfre Woodard, she brought it every scene. It was just like, and then towards the end of the season, it was just like, I'm trying, and she went from I'm trying to go legit to I will burn this whole place down if I'm not on top, which was great. Bushmaster was this nice initial, like, oh, well, is this dude really that bad? and then you kind of see his motivations. It's like, yeah, he's got a reason to be bad, but we don't know how bad he really can get. I mean, what he did was kind of, whoa, I don't want to cross this dude. But I don't even have to cross this dude. If I just get in the way of his plan, I'm gone. That was the gangster of Bushmaster. You couldn't actually screw him over personally. You literally screwed his plan up. He was taking you out, which he was great. The shades, Comanche thing. I mean, it was funny. Like I didn't even notice it because I had just watched Luke Cage season 1. But it's like, oh, that is the dude who was beating up Luke Cage in the prison cell. That was cool. That was a smart callback. I had to laugh when I called Jeff up after I watched the Iron Fist episode. I'm like, he was like, the dude who played Iron Fist was cooler in that one episode than he was the entirety of the Iron Fist series. I mean, that was the one Netflix show you could 100% miss. And then you saw him in Defenders and Luke Cage. You're like, oh yeah, he's cool. You would be straight on those two. But I think the great part of this season was the great tale of hubris. Luke is just that, like, Luke has got this fame and all these accolades. I mean, he's trying to put the pieces like, hey, I see there's a vacuum, and something's wrong after the cottonmouth was taken out. Stuff is going worse, and then it starts tumbling down, and then he's like, you know what? I can make this right. And his actions at the end is just like, I mean, like when you get the Godfather scene, when you see it, you're like, oh, damn, he really is. He's become Michael Corleone. And this is literally him not trying to do it. And it's like, I think somebody was like complaining, like, this is not the hero that, young black kids need to see in this time. It's like, actually, I think it's a hero that everybody needs to see. It's like, you can always have the greatest of intentions. I mean, it was the whole saying. It's like, the pathway to hell is paved by good intentions. Like, this this series basis, like, all this bad, he's like, I can make it right. I can control the crime, and I can just make sure there's a vacuum so everything's good. I won't be tainted by it. And kind of how Mariah does it at the end. She's like, oh, I know what's going to kill him. It's going to be me because I'm going to give him what the thing he thinks he does. Thinks that he can make it right. Just like I thought I could do it. Just like probably how Cornell and everybody else thinks they can change it. They can play that Michael Corleone role and make it legit. But then they're going to find out, no, you can't. And that's what's going to kill you, and that's what's going to eat you up. I mean, that was just like, her little revenge at the end was like, dang. Alfred, writers, as much as we talk about the Supergirl writers, these guys need the opposite. These guys actually put a compelling story for 13 episodes and did a great job. So, honestly, if you haven't already binge watched it, I'm actually shocked about that, and you really should change your priorities in life. Go ahead and do that. Just go watch it now.
All right, Javon. So you heard all this stuff so far. This is the deal. Where are you with it so far? I mean, what are your thoughts on it at this exact moment?
I made it to episode 6 in a day, so that should summarize what my thoughts are. I mean, if I had more time, I would have finished it by now. I'm doing this and Glow at the same damn time, so it's rough for me right now. But it's Luke Cage. What's not to expect? And I'm gonna tell you something. When I saw the first episode title, I said, "Oh man, Pete Rock is CL Smooth." It's those little touches to get you about this show. It's the little touches to get you about this show, right? Where do I start, man? I'm not gonna get into all the things that have happened for those who haven't seen it and want to catch it in order or whatever. You watch is how you watch. But it's Luke Cage. You're gonna love it. New sets of challenges present themselves, of course. The Bushmaster, you're going to hear a lot about the Bushmaster because, the Bushmaster is raw. All I'm going to say is uppercut.
My yard. My yard.
Right? My yard. You want to romp with me? Hey, man, that uppercut, that's all I'm going to say. Watch it. Whatever you do, watch it, man. You won't be disappointed. And as I always tell people when it comes to stuff like this is the beauty of Netflix viewing, man. You don't have to wait until next week. They don't got you in suspense. If you want to sit here and pump out the next, I don't know, 7 hours of or 8, 9, 10 hours. Well, actually, what? There's 13 episodes this season, I think, or 12.
I think it's 13.
It's 13. Yeah, you might have to come back and visit on 1 or 2 days because I've been trying to stretch it out over the course of a week, and I've been doing a bad job of that. But it's gonna have you glued. You'll find yourself saying, "All right, I'm gonna watch 1 episode, and then I gotta go do something else. So I gotta go to bed." And then before you know it, it's 3 a.m. and you're calling out of work because you sat up and watched Luke Cage all night. So yeah, just go ahead and invest the time. You won't be disappointed. I was hurt. I was disappointed because I came in there. Maybe I hurt myself because I had expectations.
Dang, I have expectations. That's crazy.
They had no kookaroos. You hear me? None.
Not even proud of those units.
You know what it was like? You know what it was like? It's like if you were to watch a dinner theater cast star in a big budget movie.
Wow.
Like everybody was over delivering. It's like, look, there are no scouts out here. You're not gonna go there. There's no scouts. You're not gonna get off with a 10-day contract out here with Paramount Studio,
like,
whoever.
Oh, so it's like every Tyler Perry movie ever.
Yes. Hey, look, everybody needs a chance. If you can, go see it, man, because you're gonna be like, what in the hell? It's every scene. Yo, every scene they're at 100 miles an hour. Every scene.
Oh.
It's like if your Uber driver is playing real life Crazy Taxi. Like, slow down. Slow down. Let's figure this out where we going in this scene. Everything doesn't have to be acted at 4:10.
I just do a Crazy Taxi analogy in my head.
Yeah, and that's what they did.
Oh, Captain Kirk acted.
Hey, Chief, this one scene with a girl, I forget her name, she's trying so hard to be vulnerable and afraid, and then she goes from, when I say immediate flip, from vulnerable and afraid to I'm a lioness and I'm out to kill. It's funny how the light switch flips. It's not believable at all, and it comes across as comic. It comes across as comedic, man.
And I thought this was gonna be the greatest one ever.
Me too.
I thought it was
because all the others were critically acclaimed.
I
mean, I like the Purge because they're the old school midnight movies. You know what I mean? Like the band.
Everybody
come on Cinemax.
Everybody paused up on me and shit.
Like 3 a.m.
Everybody paused on me.
Hey, Chief, that was Bill Walton saying you can only hope to contain Greg Ostertag right there. I used to love Bill Walton for shit like that, man.
Oh shit! Everybody got quiet. They was like, "Is this motherfucker serious?"
Oh man!
Let's see if he laughs or he really believes it.
But not all Purge is those good midnight movie. Look, it's midnight. I need something to watch before I fall asleep. This is it. These are supposed to be this era's Warriors. You know what I mean? Because if the Warriors is on and it's like 11 o'clock, you tell me you're not watching the Warriors. Yeah. And tell me the one dude don't look like Donald Glover from the Warriors. Go back and watch it.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't need to watch. I see his face right now.
You see his face.
Donald Glover's older uncle.
Donald Glover's older uncle out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Purge is supposed to be. Ronald Glover, right? But the second Purge is the only one I can watch and be like, yeah, I can sit through. I like it.
Yeah.
I like the second Purge. It was like an ending that was like tolerable.
Yeah.
I don't even. What happened in the second Purge? I don't even
Which
remember.
one is the second one?
Back to the
That's
suburbs,
right.
basically. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. When my man goes
Everybody
out,
killing
that's the
everybody.
first time vigilante.
Oh yeah.
Before the election night one. Yeah.
I
Before
don't
the
know
weird
about the
election
election.
night.
I like
That
the
one-
plot line of that second one. That second one was like, oh, I didn't think it was like that. Okay.
Right.
Like a real plot, like a deep human thing. I'm like, word, I like it.
Yeah. I didn't like the third one because of that whole, well, not the election night part of it. Maybe it was corny because what's my boy name? Wasn't Bubba Gump in that one?
Yeah.
They're all running together right now.
Yeah.
He owned the shrimp store.
Yeah, he on the little
Oh.
on the shrimp boat. He on the shrimp boat.
I could
Yeah, for the fly shrimp.
Cool, man.
Fried shrimp. Bacon wrapped
So his head was
shrimp.
gonna get cut off, and he's gonna
Frick
say
sweet.
exactly that. His head gonna get cut off, and his head just gonna be like shrimp gumbo, shrimp and grits.
Yeah.
Shrimp and grits. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I really wanted to like that third one, but I couldn't, man. They went all over the place with that one. They went all over the place with it.
Oh yeah.
And this one is sad because it's got as much focus as the first one. It's got as much. It starts out real focused, like, dude, this is the Purge. This is what it's gonna be, and this is the first night. And you got those who are put together. They like, look, this shit's gonna be rough. We need to put our resources together and make sure we can survive it. So it's just the acting, man. That's the only thing that hurts it. If they could have added 3 or 4 real actors and actresses in this movie, this would have, dude, this probably would have been one of the better movies of the summer so far.
No work.
Yeah. Because they did
Come on,
it
Billy.
right.
We're gonna go streaking by the squad. We're gonna go streaking by the quad. God damn. Jesus. So the purge wasn't that good. Damn, that's surprising.
Good. That's shocking.
Fuck me up.
That is
Fuck me up with that one.
You didn't expect that. You didn't see that coming, huh?
I never saw that coming.
They could have did it better. They really could have did it better, man. They could have did it better.
I was in the store the other day. They had 3 of them, the first 3 on Blu-ray for like $14.99 or some shit. I was like, yeah.
one disc, right? Like
One disc.
Right.
triple pack.
Hey, I love the triple packs because it'd be like acting on a billion
movie.
And it's
That's
Every
when you know.
Nicolas Cage
That's when
movie
you know.
in like one.
Right.
But
when
it's
you
not
know it's
the
a
Nicolas
quality
Cage
movie.
movies you want. It's the Wicker Man.
The Wicker Man.
Wicker Man. Next.
What was the one where he was like in the medieval, like a samurai or some, like a medieval warrior or some crap?
Oh God, what was that crap? Yeah, that crap.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I remember the preview.
Oh
Yeah.
man, like your Nicolas
He's
Cage
got to pay off the
pack.
island type jobs.
Like you want the Nicolas Cage 3-pack to be I don't know. Con Air Face Off the Rock. You know. And the one you get in Walmart in a doodoo bin is the Wicker Man.
All great movies with Nicolas Cage.
Anyone with Nicolas Cage got the hairline from hell where it's starting in the middle of his head like Pennywise and shit.
Wicker Man, Family Man.
You get next in there.
Oh, you get all the Pennywise hairline Nicolas Cage movies. Once it started like 2010.
Oh my God! Look at this. That goddamn fool.
Told you look like Pennywise now, man. I love it. See the
teeth, he might as well be too. The big ass teeth, he might as well be. No hair, big ass teeth.
Good deal. All right, fellas. Let's run quick, real fast here. Any nominees for TV, movie, Hollywood Dummy of the Week? All right, Chief, how about you?
I'm gonna nominate myself.
All right, why is that?
I've been watching the 2011 remake of the Thundercats. And
Wow.
I realized, right. So I'm like, yo, there's no season 2? There's no season. So after season 1 ends, it's gone now. I'm just stuck. I'm like, and I always do that to myself where I'll start watching a series, get into a series, and then realize that it doesn't go like it ends abruptly. And I got into like Lilyhammer. I don't know if any of you've seen Lilyhammer.
Yeah, man.
I tried to watch that mess,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I couldn't get through it.
It was kind of funny to me. I enjoy watching it, right? But I'm like, yo, it just ends. You know what I mean?
Nobody wants to see Phil other than Phil being Phil. So why would I watch? I don't know, man.
But he's being Phil. You know what I mean? He's still him. He's still him. He's still a gangster. He does it in a different way. I find, some of those things that happen there just hilarious to me. And like I said, they did 3 seasons of it, and it was gone. And if I think hard enough, I can think of shows that I get to watch it on Netflix. Sometimes I don't even realize that they don't go on for another season, and then I watch it, and then I'm like, damn, that's this show's from 2015. I guess they're not making it anymore. I was watching a show where they had there were monsters. They had this town, and pretty much everybody in the town was monsters, but the cop was like a regular Joe. And he knew about them being a monster. He would police them. And I get about 2/3 through the show, and I realize there's no season 2. And I'm like, why do I do that to myself? Get into something, realizing that there's no future in it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's always been my thing, man. Shows and women. Always getting into something with no future. Past season 1. So.
I mean, okay.
So that'd be me.
I was gonna throw out the Sopranos at you, but I'll leave it alone.
All right, Javon. You guys start one.
I got 2. I got 2 winners or losers, depending on how you look at them. Number 1, number 45, Orange Chicken himself. He never stops, man. For 2. He's got 2 highlights for the last couple of weeks. Number 1 being the announcement of the Space Force, and I've got to see the uniforms, whether they're going to look like members of the Starship Enterprise or the Stormtroopers or the First Order. I got to see how the uniforms look. I have to see how the uniforms look, and how the rankings are going to go. I have to see it. It's going to be hilarious. And he's probably somewhere in an office in Mar-a-Lago, like drawing up like little gold uniform. I want him to wear gold lame. Like I can see him now giving somebody instructions of how he wants it all to go down, man. Like they're going to carry lightsabers because those are real. Like all that shit. I just see that for some reason. And the draft of the United States Fair and, if I'm remembering, is it Fair and Reciprocal Tariff Act, otherwise known as the FART Act, which is in draft, but there's going to be a vote on the FART Act very soon, thanks to number 45, and I find that hilarious. Second nominee is LeBron James, because LeBron James has become a Wile E. Coyote, man. Look, you're not going to beat Golden State over there either. Stop ordering your shit from Acme, man. It's not working. Like he can't stop himself, dude. You should have just stayed put and said, look, Cleveland, we got to have a come to the Lord meeting here. The trade for Isaiah Thomas, look, I'm gonna let all that go. But what we need to do is get some top tier talent here. We got to use this off season. And hey, even if you had to take some restructure your salary, take lower money, whatever you needed to do, you should have stayed where you are, because in LA, you're not only haven't drawn any top tier talent, You got the snouts and entrails of winning teams there, as well as a young nucleus that nobody wants. You can't trade for me. Look, for Lonzo Ball, and that's another issue. Now you got to deal with the Ball family. Come on, LA's not big enough for all of them, right? So somebody's gonna have to go, and my money's on the Balls, right? But even with that said, you can't find a deal. You have nobody who's gonna be willing to give up anything of value for, let's say, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and a piece to be named later, because they ain't giving up Kyle Kuzma. You couldn't get the four of us for the five of us, rather. You couldn't get us for that package. The four of us, rather, for that package. Nobody wants what you got. LeBron, you're a Wile E. Coyote, bro. You should have just stayed put. You're gonna go out to LA and have to deal with LeVar Ball and an underachieving Lakers team and a coach that you're 2 years younger than. Good luck. I hope it's worth it.
All right, well, I guess that sums it all up.
Yeah.
Fellas, thanks for rolling in this week. As always, a sheer pleasure for me. Thank you all for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.